Hi, my name's Sully, and welcome to Squad Shorts, the series where I'll take you through some footage of squad play and talk about the strategies and tactics I use when directing my platoon. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. This video begins fairly early in a round of conquest on Operation Locker. Our team lost the early scramble for C. And when that happens, it's fairly easy for teams, particularly if they're not working together, to get caught up in those choke points and pretty much spend the rest of the map fighting for those stairs, for lower C, for guard tower until it collapses, etc. And it's very hard to break through once a team gets set up. So recognizing that, I take my team on a flank further left, through lower C all the way to E. It's very important to get to E to make them have to fight for that so your team can kind of break through to C and D. Initially, it's just me and Meta, and Meta was trying to watch the spawns, but I really needed him on the burn, so I tell him that, because here they are already taking the E spawn. We've got their attention, and they're coming back to get us. So we're joined by a couple people in Meta, and I believe it's Eskio or Monkey back there. Lose a couple of firefights, but they're holding them off while I'm sitting on the cap. The cap is stopped here, and I see that my two teammates are dead, so I've got to get as many of those guys coming in there as possible while still staying alive and being a spawn point up top. Now, throughout the rest of this, you'll see that I get pretty paranoid about watching those back steps. Even though not too many players seem to use that as a route to retake E, most people prefer the direct route through the bottom doors, which, as you can see here, is not always that successful when there's a whole squad set up top. But if there's one or two people who do make it up those back stairs and you're not able to watch them because they're off the burn, they can flank you pretty hard. So I want to make sure I watch that while at the same time getting back on the burn, still making them fight for it, and reviving teammates where and when I can. So now we not only have the attention of the team, but their commander as well, and I've been marked as a high-value target. And even though their entire team can see me, it's very important here not to fall back, to kind of maintain an aggressive stance, because once again, the whole goal is to get them to fight for you, not for us to hold it. Plus, when the team is making a beeline for me, that gives my platoon the opportunity to take them out at the same time while they come up the steps. As you can see here, it's important to hold upper E. The angles are better, and quite frankly, it's easier to hold E from up top than it is below. All you have to watch are these stairs right here to the left, that guy just came up, snow, and the back steps. Because as we're about to see, the team is about to put two and two together and realize that there's a back steps to use. Once again, they're reviving when possible. And they're about to use the back steps to get flanking. So there's one. Oh, and I get a little lucky there for peeking the second two. But my luck runs out here as I get the revive, but get killed by an impact grenade. But that was a very good run for it, because we accomplished exactly what we set out to do, which was to make ourselves a nuisance at E, pull off a lot of resources there, as I mentioned before. Now this next spawn is crucial. Most times you don't want to spend too much at E, lest you get then flanked through to A. But since our team has a foothold at E, and we've also taken back C and are working on D, I decided to spawn back in E, which is a good thing because I clear back steps. 1, 2, 3 down. And just like that, we're back to where we started, with most of our squad here spawning in and covering the same places we were before. Plus our team has a chance to push Delta again, which is now blinking. And right now this strategy is working like a charm, and the team is working very well together. But coming up here, I make one of my first major mistakes of the round. Meta is chatting in my ear about a guy out at Snow where those nades just came in. I posted up, but was trying to pick a couple of people out of the back, lost focus, and I get picked from the guy coming in. In hindsight, it would have been a better option to hold my angle there with my health at my feet and potentially get one or two or even all three of those guys as they came in. Now, once again, I'm faced with a decision of whether or not to fall back and rest on our laurels, but I see that my squad is doing very, very well for themselves. They're holding their own here. So I spawn back in on them to see if we can't continue to lay the hammer down on the other team. And once again, watching back steps, and I get two guys coming in, but they swap with me. But by the time I'm ready to spawn back in, our team has taken advantage of all the hard work our squad is doing at E and is capped D. So really there's nowhere else for me to go except spawning on my squad mates, once again alive, back steps here, to continue the fight at E. But once I spawn in, I see that my team is pretty focused on the guys lower E, and I get a little bit of paranoia that who's in the back steps? Turns out to be two guys who are a little afraid, it looks like, and I get them both. And along with the squad tactics of just keeping moving up top and laying down as much fire as possible, one of the other things that really made for success here was that one of our teammates was always kind of a good spawn, and I took the time to figure out who that was. It's very easy to want to get back into the action here, particularly when it's hotly contested like this is, but if you take just an extra second or two to see who is upstairs, who's in a place that's safe, you spawn in and you don't get frustrated by that spawn kill and lose a lot of the ground that you've already gained. And so by now, our squad really was showing its value as being the tip of the spear of the push to get through that gridlock at C and help the team win here. If you like this video, be sure to check out my other series, Tainted Love, which has longer squad play. Until next time, guys, see you on the battlefield.